Welcome to the workout. Today I'm going to be using a Bosu and some dumbbells. So there's a little equipment involved, but not a ton. I got 3 sets of dumbbells, and I would urge you to get, if you're going to do this and you want it to be somewhat ideal, you probably want a few options, or at least a couple options, because the strength in your shoulders will never match the strength in your legs, kind of thing. So why would I use a Bosu with dumbbells? Strength training challenges the muscles. The Bosu challenges stability, right? So I'm just combining those two for kind of a compromise workout between strength and stability. If you don't have a lot of experience on something like this, it might impact the amount of weight that you can move because of the instability from the movements. So it's kind of a cool training form because it doesn't matter how strong you are when you're unstable. It doesn't matter how strong you are. If you become unstable, you lose a lot of the strength that you have. So this would be a good response to that, I would say. And it's just an interesting challenge. I like to offer a variety of styles and workouts just to keep things interesting. So, I might not have the perfect weights for me, but I'm going to run through maybe 5 exercises, 5 different strength movements on top of the Bosu, standing, kneeling, laying, and I'm gonna shoot for 15 or fatigue, whichever comes first. And I may not have the right weights for me. I've done this a lot. I could probably handle different weights than these, but what that's going to do is it's going to disturb my rest time. It's the heavier you go, the more rest you need. So I'm kind of trying to do this with a low rest time. So don't necessarily, the context you want to take from this is don't necessarily do as I do. If you have lots of weight options, seek out the weights that actually challenge you, because that's going to be the thing that causes growth. We're still looking for muscular fatigue, and you're still looking to challenge the stability. You're trying to find that space where your stability is somewhat challenged, but it's still doable. So I'm going to get us started here. 15 or fatigue, 5 exercises, 3 times through. That's the workout. Here we go. I'm going to start with a heavier set of weights to begin with. And I'm going to stand on the Bosu. I'm going to just start with a deadlift to a curl. So I'm going to show you from the side. I get up on the Bosu. I want my stance squared up. I want soft knees. I'm going to rest the weights on the front of my legs. This deadlift is more focused on the eccentric, top down. So I start tall. I let my tailbone go back, pushing my butt back as far as it goes until it stops. If you look at my spine, it's maybe slightly arched, but it's not rounded. Then I come back up, and then I turn it into a bicep curl. Okay, trying to get to 15. If you're experiencing a little wobble, that's not a bad thing. That's one of the ways you should be challenged, ideally. If you picked weight that's too heavy, it's okay if you fatigue early. It's better to fatigue early than not at all. I think I'm at 11 or 12. Do one more. When I'm curling, try not to swing the elbows forward. So I'm going to try to curl up, palms up, without bringing the elbows too far forward. Lift number 1, done. Don't mind my pacing. If If you have a different pace, the beauty of the internet, pause the video, catch your breath, do what you need to do, finish your set, and then catch back up to me. Okay, I'm going to kneeling next. So I'm gonna get my knees, actually to show you this one from the side too. Couple stability options, a little bit less advanced, a little bit more advanced. Okay, I'm gonna do an overhead press. Toes down if you're new to the Bosu. Knees and shin on the Bosu. Hands at the bottom position is just floating above the shoulders. And if you wanna make it more challenging, push the hips forward, lift the toes off the ground. My elbows are a little bit more forward than my shoulders. Just working on my balance and my range. These are lighter weights because an overhead press will probably not be as strong as a deadlift to curl. As you can see, maybe my toes are hitting the floor a little bit. It's been a while since I've done this, and I'm definitely feeling the instability. All I'm trying to do is pretend the floor is lava. If I fall a little short, I'm still trying. Just gonna guesstimate how many I'm on. I'm trying to hit the anterior deltoid on this. I'm trying to hit the front of the shoulder, top of the shoulder a little bit, maybe some triceps, but it should be mostly shoulder. 2 of the 5 lifts down. Okay. I'm going to do a lunge. That's gonna count for 2 of the lifts. And this is just for your quads. And I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna do like a row modification at the top. I'll explain what that is. So let's start with the left foot. On the top center of the Bosu, I'm gonna work this right foot back. Okay, I want it to be diagonal. I don't want it to be directly behind the other foot because that makes the balance even harder. If you want the balance to be super hard, line up your feet. Okay, and I'm gonna keep my head up the best I can. I'm gonna drop this back knee as low as I can. Notice my heel lifts up. That part, the depth, listen to your body. If that knee doesn't like it, just work with the depth you can. Okay? Okay, and at the top, when I stand back up, I'm gonna pull this up. This is like a hammer drag curl, kind of. Trying to get the trap in the shoulder a little bit. The more lunges I do, the better my range gets. Just trying to pull that weight up towards my armpit. Work the trap, work the shoulder, may feel the bicep a little bit too. The general area. Whew, there's that balance. I think I got 2 more. And I'm really getting that calf too, that right calf. Okay. Gonna try the other side. 3 down. Number 4. Getting in position. Keeping the head up, dropping the knee. Stand, lift. 15 are tired. Almost lost it there. The reason I keep my head up is because it's more quads that way. I'm guessing, but I think that was 15. Could be wrong. 4 down. Number 5. Okay. So some of these are a little bit more advanced. So if you haven't used the Bosu much, they're going to be tougher for you to do. This is no exception. I'm going to add the weights in a second. A lot of people who are new to this struggle with it because they can't get their position right. For most of us, we want to sit on one edge. The top curve is where, on one slope. The top curve is where we put our lower back. And you're trying to center yourself here so you can float. This is very intensive on the core. So I'm gonna hold my core here. If it becomes too much, I'm still holding my core here, but it's significantly easier. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a chest press. Okay, here we go. Sitting on that front slope, I want my lower back centered. And when you add weights in the mix, that adds a whole other element. It might cause you to rock. Think about keeping the weights close to the middle of the Bosu because they're going to distort. See, if I move them this way, I start tipping that way. If I move them that way, I start tipping that way. So here we go. And if I want to make it more challenging, I just extend those legs out further. Dropping those elbows as low as you can so you can get good chest stretch. Sorry if I'm breathing into the mic. Ooh, there we go. Number 5. Grabbing a drink real quick. And, you know, my main goal, sorry if I lost you there. The AI camera loses me sometimes. But my main goal is familiarization with this workout. Some more advanced techniques, or intermediate at least. And to get better at things, you have to drill. Drill, drill, drill. So 15 are tired. I'm going to go through it 3 times. And see how I feel by the end. Hopefully I've got a little muscular fatigue and I felt some stability challenges. Round 2 here. Deadlift to curl. I'm going to show you from the front. Remember, soft knees, rest the weights on your legs. Push your butt back until it stops. I don't need to touch my toes. I need to feel my hamstrings, maybe my glutes, maybe my lower back. Let's say you got a heavy weight. I would consider myself both an idealistic person and pragmatic. If the curls get tough to do and you're losing range on them, use the momentum from the deadlift to help boost the curls up a little faster. A sloppy rep, if it's generally okay with a little momentum, I would argue, while you're fatigued especially, is more beneficial than giving up early. I'm going to do one more. When I talk, I lose track. If you didn't notice, I try to leave links to some Spotify playlists. I can't play music on my videos, but I definitely would if I could. Music helps so much. And I try to offer on each of these workout videos, I try to offer a couple workout, like, playlists. And then a lot of times they're mixes. They're just like an alternative rock mix or something like that. Something that would fit well. Or, get another, if you have a really developed opinion on music, use your music. Just use music if you're up for it, because it's going to help enhance the workout. Help put you in the right state of mind. Trying to keep my toes up best I can. I think I'm doing a little better than last time. Okay. I don't know what name I'm going to give this move. It may already have a name. It's like a shrug, an upright row from the side. Also kind of a drag curl almost. The wrist angle's wrong for that though. Exercise number 3, lunge. Let's call it a lunge with an externally rotated upright row. See if you can remember that. As long as you know what you're doing. You'll find once your body heats up, once you're warmed up, things will come to you a little easier. Coordination will be there on a different level. Range of motion maybe. Trying to get that knee as low as I can and keep the head up. Okay. On a lot of these I'm guesstimating. So if you're counting my reps, you're doing more than I am. Number 4. Not to beat a dead horse, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, if you're really testing your strength, you're probably going to need more downtime than I am. That is something you need to know about strength training. The harder you're pushing your body, the more recovery time you need. And that is okay. I'm just here to provide examples for you and give you direction so you can get better. That's all we all want. Head up, drop that left knee. All right, last one. Abs with a chest press. If you're a black and white thinker, like I said before, relatively good form is better than no reps at all. Because what we're doing is we're adapting to stress.
So don't get caught in black and white thinking and think every single one of my reps have to be perfect or I should quit. Effort is more important. Quality of your effort, not being perfect. Your intentions. Because ultimately, if you keep trying your hardest, the day when your reps weren't that great will be forgotten. You won't remember it. And it will have not meant that much. This should be an ongoing pursuit, part of your life. I'm just going to breathe for a minute. I'm going to go through round 3. I'm just trying to stay consistent with my weights. That's good enough for me on this workout. Now for you, if you're not hitting the 15, that's fine, especially if you really want to work on strength. If you tire out at 6, you're actually working on strength better than if you tire out at 15, in a literal sense. If you want to use that 15 as your goal, though, just adjust the weights accordingly. If you're hitting 15 and you feel like you can do a lot more and you want to push it, go up and wait. Go up and wait. The feeling for creating change is more important than any specific rep number. What's the difference between 6 and 7 reps? Not that significant, probably. There is a difference between trying your hardest and really undershooting. So, there's my idealism. Oop. Deadlift to curl. Resting the weights on my legs, soft knees. Push my butt back until it stops. My head and weights just lower naturally. Main 2 areas you want to feel on this is hamstrings and biceps. One more. Kneeling overhead press coming. Toes up if you can. Hips forward, glutes tight. Toes down if you need them. You could do 1 foot up, 1 foot down if you want something in between. Just going right through each of these, putting my time in. It's important for me to do it too. Knee low, head up. Pull the hand towards the armpit. This should be quad on the lunge, main emphasis, and then through the arm, shoulder, upper back. Part 2. I think I got 3 to go. Okay. Last one. Last one. I will show you from the front. I probably should have on the second set. I didn't think of that. It may have lost me here. Sorry. You got me? There you are. Okay. Now that my body's looser and I got good blood flow, I'm able to hold a tougher posture. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think of the workout. Anything I can do to make the videos more smooth. Any questions, any feedback you have, I'd love it. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful day.